big one right here. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Big Chief Outdoors. Today we're going to be covering white bass. We're going to go over some lures and some footage from Caesars Creek, and I'm going to show you some techniques and stuff on how to... So the first lure I got here, this little square bill, shad color. These are good. White bass love shad, and that's their main source of food, and that's what they chase up the rivers in the spring. So you're going to want to use any lure that represents a shad. This one, good for lakes, rivers, especially because it's pretty snagless with the square bill. So great lure choice to pick right here. They're good for creeks because they will bounce off the bottom and keep you out of the snags. Next here, this is for about early summer when it gets hot, the water's starting to get a little warm. These little top waters, they work really well. Just white bass is pretty much like largemouth in a way. They kind of like the same style lures and stuff. This one is a little rebel popper. And then we have the stick bait, which is good for them. And then like, if you can notice, all these lures resemble shad. And that's what you're going after when you're trying to target white bass, is shad. And this little stick bait looks just like one, has the little bleeding spot right there, and just a really good lure for them. Then here is a brand new bag of Zoom baits, these little white Mr. Twisters, really good for white bass. White plus white equals catching lots of fish. These are Fat Alberts and really good for them. Here's some Rooster Tails. These are supposed to be some of the best white bass lures, and again, the weight even looks like a shad on these. This little one here is actually what I caught my biggest trout on. Really good lure for anything really, bass, bluegill. This one, I've never fished this. This is a really old lure. I actually have it in my collection. I just pulled it out because I watched a video guy just slaying them with it, and I figured I'd feature it in this video. Probably won't ever use it because it's really old, but it's actually super heavy. I'd say it's about 1/2 to 3/4 of an ounce. It's got this big spinnerbait blade on the back, and I think, as much as he was catching, I think if someone out there still makes these, it'd be very good to invest in them if you're going after white bass. Here we got this Walmart lipless crankbait. I haven't used it yet, obviously. Hoping to here about springtime and catch some bass, just generic bass, largemouth. White bass, hit them too. I've never tried it, but this is mostly just for a largemouth bass, but shad, so, you know, why not? Here we got this little Jighead with a rubber fish. This is actually what I was using in my video when we went to Caesars Creek. I didn't get any hits on it until I switched to a grub, but good, looks good. Crappie, shad, you know, a lot of fish use shad as their food source, so if you can match whatever their food source is in any fish, you're gonna catch them. Here we got these chartreuse beetle spin, my favorite lure all time. Use this. I had a couple hit short, meaning they hit the tail here instead of hitting the actual hook, but good lure. This one's just a chartreuse curly tail, just like these white ones over here. Same thing, but it's just chartreuse with some red sparkles inside. And then, probably the best lure we use the whole night are these Vic Coomer lures. This one, they're all curly shad. This one's silver. It's a little 1/4 ounce Jighead. This one, the one my dad was using, look. Shad has the black back on it, silver bottom. He caught 4. He caught 4 of them on it. This one's gold. I used this in another video for largemouth, and then this one's just chartreuse. These Vic Coomer lures are really great. I recommend any fisherman around this area or anywhere should buy them. Some of the best lures out there, and especially for the price, they're all good and cheap. But they just always seem to attract so many different kinds of fish. I rank them up there with beetle spins because they're so good. So here are my lures that you can use, or I use, to catch white bass, and hopefully you'll take some of these tips and catch some for yourself. Really fun fish to catch. They fight really well. If you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.